Yo, what's going on guys, this Anime1 back here with another video, and today I'm here with another part of What If Naruto Was Banished, the Mooneye story. So if you guys like the content in the channel, please subscribe to the channel and also like this video. So let's begin the video. It was raining, lightning struck, and it was a very gloomy day in Konoha. A 5-year-old Naruto looked at his mother's dead body. He remembered her saying some words when she thought he was not there. He remembered those words in his head. I am a bad mother. If he wasn't born, Minato would still be here. But I still love him. He's my son. I feel so sorry for him for bearing such a burden. But I can't go on anymore. If he wasn't born here, this would have never happened, Kusina said as he broke down. Naruto, who was outside listening to the whole thing, sulked and brought his knees close to his chest and cried. He said those words, "Sorry, Mom. If only if I wasn't born." Naruto said. Naruto woke up by a voice that he opened his eyes. His right eye opened to see Emiko in front of him, with a concerned look on her face. Cold sweat covered his entire body. He got up to see it was nighttime. Emiko sat right beside him. Are you okay, Naruto-san?" she said. Naruto looked at her with his right eye. His left eye, well, it was closed and had a scar over it. Emiko thought that eye was not functional at first, but after sensing the chakra behind that eye, that was not the case. So Naruto replied, I'm fine," he said, looking away. A few tears were at the corner of his eyes, but he wiped them away quickly. Emiko didn't notice that. "No, Naruto-san, it's New Year's tomorrow, so do you have anything you want to wish for?" Emiko said. Naruto looked at her. This girl was always strange, always so happy, and always so cheerful. He wondered if she had the same mask that he had. If she was wearing the mask of happiness just to fool the people around her. But he didn't saw that. It was genuine. Her smile was genuine, as if she was enjoying her life, even at the time of war. He shook his head. "No. What I want, I'll make it a reality. It's not a dream. Dreams don't exist in this world," Naruto said, looking down. Emiko looked at him. She disagreed. "No, you're wrong," she said, with a rather loud voice. Naruto looked at her, surprised. This was the first time that actually she was raising her voice. Emiko covered her mouth quickly. I didn't mean to say that loudly, but I think dreams exist. Hope exists. It's only a time when they come true. Don't you agree?" she said. Naruto shook his head. "I have experienced enough in life to know friendship, camaraderie, they're all just words. Nothing exists in this world. You're alone at the end. Only one you can rely is in yourself, and no one else," Naruto said. Emiko clenched her fist. I don't agree," she said. My mother said that we should always look around the world with a good outlook on life. We should never look down on others. We should always have friends, never be alone," she said. Naruto looked at her. "I'm not alone. I have family, but I don't have any friends. My family are those 8, and I plan on cherishing them, but friends are a completely different topic. Those words are just nothing to me. I thought I had a few friends, but at the end, they're all just the same," Naruto said. Emiko looked at him. She didn't know what happened to him or anything about him. so she wouldn't judge him. If that's the case, why didn't you make a wish, Naruto? She said. Naruto looked at her and shook his head. Wishes don't exist. Make the things you want to come true, whether it may be with power or if possible in a non-violent way, Naruto said. Emiko shook her head as she stood up. Today is New Year's, so I'll make a wish. She saw the sun rising up. She closed her eyes and joined her hands as she prayed and made her wish. Naruto looked at her. She was like a light. He and her could never get along. He knew that much. He was darkness. Light could never get along with darkness. That much he knew, but he smiled. A small smile appeared on his face. I guess it couldn't harm him, he said, as he closed his eyes and made his wish. Naruto opened his eyes and saw Emiko was still praying. He saw a silhouette of his younger self beside her, praying in New Year's, like he always did when he was 4 to 5 years old. He scoffed. Those memories were hell. He didn't want to visit those again. Emiko opened her eyes as he went beside Naruto and sat beside him and asked him a question that was on her mind. Naruto-san, why do you always close that eye? And if you don't mind asking me, she said. Naruto looked at her. Well, it's a kind of dojutsu in a way you could say. It consumes too much chakra if I don't keep it close. And if you're wondering how I got the scar, I got it in one of my battles. It's nothing to be concerned about, Naruto said. Iko looked at his eye and went beside him and came closer to him in face to face. She started scanning his eye with her hand over his left eye. What are you doing? Naruto said. I'm concentrating, so please don't disturb me, she said. Naruto stayed silent. If she would do anything rash, he would kill her. So there was nothing to be afraid of. Once he was done, she looked at him. I guess you're right. I'm just trying to see if any of your nerves were rather dislocated or any of that. Maybe because of that you cannot cut off the chakra network in your eye, but I guess that's not the case, she said. Naruto nodded. Yes, that is the case. I've already got my eye checked by one of the world's best medics, so that's something I already knew, he said. Naruto-san, if you wouldn't mind telling me, what are the abilities of those eyes? She said. She was very curious from the moment that she saw him. She was not gonna lie, he was a very good looking man, and she had never saw him smile, but even if he thought that she didn't saw him smile, she did. A small smile appeared on her face as she thought about him. The smile that he had on his face, and that made her blush, but she quickly recited the blush as she heard Naruto speak. Right now, I have no intention of telling you my powers. God knows one of your great nations will take advantage of me, but when the time comes when I face Kaiden or anyone that I need to face off, then I'll definitely use my eye to crush anyone who gets in my goal way. Naruto said. Emiko felt a darkness when he said those words. His chakra was strange. 1 second it would be full of light, warmth, and the other second it would be full of darkness and malice. It was sort of like he had both yin and yang side inside of him, but she shrugged it off. Maybe that was one of his powers, so she didn't dwell on it. In the land near the Mist Village, a 7-foot tall figure was sitting on a throne, drinking from a huge bottle of sake. As he watched, the 4 women continue their dance. He was talking with his right-hand man. Gojo. You're telling me that this Mooneye that you say, sir, can crush me? He said with a cocky smirk. The man looked at him. Kaiden looked at him. Don't underestimate that eye, boy. My arch nemesis, Sabito Uzumaki, was the only man that I revered as my rival, and he had that eye. So scoffed. He thought Kaiden has a goal that no one could ever reach. But then he smirked. If I defeat and kill this bastard, will you be satisfied? He said. Kaiden looked at him. His purple eyes looked at Gojo. If you can, that is. But I'm warning you. You will die if you go after him. Gojo. Kaiden said as he took another huge sip of his sake. Gojo stood up. Challenge accepted. Lord Kaiden, he said, his black hair and his red eye menacingly looking at the location of the mist village. That brat will be under my feet. Let's see how strong you really are, Uzumaki Naruto, he said, as he vanished out of sight. Kaiden chuckled. I guess the fool will know his boundaries now. Gojo is too cocky for his own good. If that boy Naruto really has mastered that eye, only I can take him on. No one else in the Mist Village has the power to do so. Yagura is as good as dead, he said as he laughed more and watched the woman dance as he clapped his hands. Haha, this is the best, he said. Naruto, Mei, and Kiyome were in a camp discussing. Today they will execute their plans, or rather start their plans. So, first we need to destroy the sensory court, Naruto said. Mei and Kiyome nodded. Yes, that'll be the first thing to do if they don't have their sensory core activated. Yamamoto can take care of the generals by killing them one by one. And let's not talk about Takanami as well. He can also handle some of the generals without being detected, she said. Naruto nodded. Very well. Leave the sensory core to me. I'll do it, Naruto said as he stood up. And also, I request Emiko Honda to come with me in the mission as well, Naruto said. Mei raised an eyebrow. You know, she's a medic ninja. Why do you want her? She said, narrowing her eyes at Naruto. Naruto looked at her. She needs a reality check. That's why, Naruto said as he walked away. Mei knew exactly what he was talking about. Emiko was too soft. And even if she hated to admit it, in this ninja world, being too soft was a bad thing. And Emiko really did need a reality check, but she didn't want the girl to lose her innocence, the pure heart that she had, but she didn't have any other choice. She would do it. Chojuro, call Emiko immediately, she said. Chojuro nodded and vanished. Emiko was treating one of her patients that had came. She smiled at him. Don't worry, you'll be fine. Just rest a bit, okay? She said. The patient nodded with a blush. Honestly, Emiko with her silvery hair and black eyes was really pretty. And most guys would kill for her, but she wasn't interested in romance and stuff, so she really didn't. She also turned down many confessions that she received, but after she met Naruto, something inside her was changing. It was like she was looking at someone she knew. She couldn't wrap her finger around it, but she shrugged it off as another patient came in, but she thought it was a patient, but in reality it was Tojiro. Emiko-san, he said. Emiko bowed down. Chojuro-san, what can I do for you? She said. The Maid-sama is calling for you. You have a mission, Chojuro said. Emiko looked at him confused. This was actually her first mission outside of healing or sensing someone, so she nodded and went with him. May was standing in front of Emiko with a hardened gaze. You'll have to do it, Emiko. Emiko was shocked. She would have to see people die and not be able to heal them. But, I can't. Naruto put a hand on her shoulder. You're coming with me. And that's an order, he said. You're no one to make orders on me, Naruto, Emiko said, glaring at him. Naruto glared back, but this time a silver aura surrounded his body. Emiko was unable to speak. All the people around Naruto were knocked out. What the hell happened? Mei said. She was sweating a little, but nothing too serious. That's a spiritual chakra, magnified to its utmost limit. Kiyome said, coming behind Mei. What is spiritual chakra? Mei said, it is something. I'll explain it to you later, but only few in a million people can actually achieve spiritual chakra and use it the way Chief does. That's even more rare among the people who can actually use spiritual chakra. Mei looked at Kiyome with a confused look on her face. Honestly, she didn't know what the heck was Kiyome talking about, but one thing was clear. Naruto could knock out anyone below Jonin chakra levels with just the spiritual chakra. It reminded her of the technique that Kaiden used, but she shrugged it off. There was nothing that she could know or do about it, so she looked at Emiko. Emiko, you have to go on this mission. Naruto-san will need your help. He's not someone who can heal himself. If something happens to him, you will be a great help to him. Mei lied with a smile that Emiko honestly thought that she was telling the truth. Emiko had just sighed. Very well, if that's what you want, Mei-sama, she said. Naruto now had a satisfied look on his face as he let go of Emiko's shoulder and turned around. Follow me, we're going right now, he said. Emiko now was surprised. No, wait, she said as Naruto grabbed her shoulder and vanished with her. Kiyome and Mei sighed and chuckled afterwards, seeing Emiko's reaction when Naruto vanished with her. I never asked you, but what is that technique? Mei asked. Oh, he didn't cut. He opened his eyes for a minute, she said. Oh, you mean the left eye that he always keeps closed? She said. Yes, that eye indeed. I guess you didn't cut it, but you'll see it when he goes all out in a battle, if that's ever gonna come. So, let's go inside and warn Yamamoto and Takenami about what's to come. It's their mission to do the rest, she said. Oh, I also would like Ayo to go on this mission. He has the Byakugan, so it will be helpful for Yamamoto and Takenami to kill the generals over there, Mei said. Kiyome nodded yes, that indeed would be helpful, as they both entered the camp, planning for the rest. Naruto and Emiko appeared a distance away from the aliens' hideouts. They looked around and saw they were in the clear opening. Naruto put his hands around Emiko's waist as he blushed. What are we doing? She said. Naruto put a hand over her lips. Shh, don't speak. As I said, we are infiltrating and we have to be quiet as possible, Naruto said. Emiko nodded. She didn't know what he was doing, but he would follow his lead. Naruto slowly and surely opened his left eye, and what Emiko saw was truly beautiful. The eye was pure silver and a black pupil, but what scared her was the undeniable amount of power in that eye. It was truly magnificent. She looked at Naruto. Grab onto me. We are going in full speed, he said. She did as he said, as she grabbed onto his shoulder, and then, in a flash, Naruto and Emiko were gone. They appeared a distance away. Emiko looked, they were at least few kilometers away. How did we get here so fast? She said. Teleportation. I can teleport anywhere that my left eye can see. That's one of my abilities. If you don't have any complaint, I would like this to go further and much faster, he said. And within a few minutes, they were in front of the sensory core. Naruto's chakra was completely undetectable, and due to that reason, and since Emiko was touching him, her chakra was also completely undetectable. Naruto slowly opened the door as he entered the room. He could see there were many people here. They were all very relaxed, so he smirked. This was gonna be easy. He put a paper tag on every corner of the sensory core and at the rooftop as well, and quickly exited the core with Emiko. Now, soon Emiko did not know what he was gonna do, but before she could do anything, Naruto lifted his hand up and released all the paper bombs. Boom! In an explosion, the whole sensory cord blew up in an explosion. There was nothing left. All the people screamed out in pain of what they were alive. They were burning bad. Emiko had her eyes widen. The cruelty, without giving a second thought that he did that. And it looked like she looked at him. He didn't care about it anymore. How can you do such a thing? Emiko said. Naruto looked at her. We are ninjas. We kill. That's what we do, Naruto said. He grabbed her hand and tried to leave, but Emiko stayed. No, I'm not gonna leave unless I cannot leave these people who can still be saved, she said. Naruto looked at her. Sorry, but they're our enemy, and if you heal them, I'll have no choice but to complain about this to May, and that might cause more trouble for you. Emiko didn't listen as he went to heal one of them. Naruto grabbed her wrist. Emiko glared at him. Let me go. He can still be saved, she said. Naruto still was holding on to her wrist. This is reality, Emiko. We are shinobi. We kill. Let me ask you a question. If someone tried to kill you, what would you do? That question shut her up. She didn't have any answer to that. Would you heal them after your comrades defeated them, and that your enemies were barely alive? Would you still heal them? Naruto said. Emiko was gonna answer yes, but she stopped. She didn't know why she stopped. People won't always be there to protect you. You have to get stronger to protect yourself. And your resolve of not hurting others is holding you back. Your chakra levels are downright insane. A high Jonin to a low Kage chakra levels you have there. And your control over your chakra is truly frightening. If I must say, if you train in combat purely, you would at least be a Kage level ninja, probably stronger than Mei herself, and yet you limit yourself with that kind of mentality you have. Wake up to reality, Mei. Nothing will go the way you've planned it will. You will have to kill eventually. This is ninja. This is how we work, Naruto said as he let go of Emiko's wrist. She now had a blank look on her face. She didn't want to think about it. She knew she would have to eventually kill as a ninja, but she had been able to avoid doing it till now, so she thought she might be able to avoid doing it forever. But right in front of her eyes, Naruto killed several hundred people without giving it a second thought. she be able to do anything like that in the future? Naruto looked at her and sighed. I'm not saying that you have to become a heartless monster like me, but the thing that is holding you back is your own mentality. Let go. Be more greedier. Be more selfish. Don't always be selfish, Himiko. And once you do that, that's when you will reach your true potential. Naruto said. And Miko gritted her teeth. How would you know anything? You just killed those people in cold heart. I bet you're never anything like me, ever, were you? She said. Naruto looked at her with a blank look. You don't know me, so I suggest you don't speak those words, Naruto said as he grabbed her wrist and flashed away with her. He appeared a distance away, where no one could be there. Since the sensory cord was now destroyed, the only thing was left for Yamamoto and Takenami to begin their plan and slowly weaken down Yagura's forces. Hey, it's done, Naruto said in his mind, and sending a message to Kiyome, who smirked as he received the message. It's done. Let's send Yamamoto and Takenami, she said. Mei smirked. Yes, we're gonna win this war. Naruto and Emiko were slowly walking towards the camp. They had done their job. There was no rush, as Naruto had his left eye closed and his hands in his trench coat as they walked. Emiko had a blank look on her face. She got a reality check. But Naruto stopped, and so did Emiko. They both sensed something. Naruto quickly grabbed Emiko and jumped back with her as something came crashing down. Both Naruto and the figure that came crashing down looked at each other, Naruto with a bored expression as the figure revived with a psychotic smirk. And who are you exactly? Naruto said, as the figure smirked, as a plant-like creature appeared beside Naruto and opened his mouth, as orange and red light could be seen coming from the figure's mouth as he blasted a huge amount of lava towards Naruto. The figure, named Gojo, now smirked. That was easier than I thought it would be. Lord Kaiden is afraid of someone like him, Gojo said with a smirk.